Here. Here. Oh. Hi, Matthew.
Hey, Bronwyn,
Hello.
how are you?
Oh, good. Good. We're trying to get our trailer full for dumpster day tomorrow, and there's just nonstop junk in our woods that we're trying to get rid of.
Junk like
So
natural free.
wooden pallets that are, 10, 15, 20 years old that have partly disintegrated and have, full of nails. So we're trying to figure out, can't really take that to a dumpster day. So we're trying to burn them, and we backed my car into the woods. It's like, what are we doing? We're like pretending to be country.
A great bonfire.
Yeah, well, it's very smoky. The wood's wet. I mean, it's just, I don't know. Yeah, yuck. You're looking well. How you doing?
I'm feeling well. Very good.
Good.
Very good.
Looks like you're getting some good Florida sun. Hi, Daniel.
Yes, we are.
Is it nice there, or is it starting to get real hot?
Well, we had a couple 90-degree days in the last week that reminded us of how uncomfortable it can be. But today was nice. Today was 79, 80. It's actually very comfortable.
Great. Well, it's perfect here.
70?
Yeah, probably about, and cool and sunny. I mean, it's, if we could have this every day, it'd be perfect.
Awesome.
Dan, look at where you are. Oh my gosh. Hi, Sam.
Hi.
Alice.
Hey, Sam.
How are you guys?
Good. Wow. Tell us about this mansion, this beautiful place you're in.
Well, it's a fun place. I'll give you a quick little tour.
Yeah.
Hi, Ashley. Hi, Kim.
So the screened in porch over there, kitchen, family dining area, living area. Great view of the sound.
Oh, wow. Vacation. Hi, Melody. Wow,
Which really
that is
draws
just
us to the place.
amazing. And where are the bedrooms? Is that a different floor or in the back?
One bedroom is over there,
Okay.
and then 3 more bedrooms downstairs, and then a big gang bedroom for little kids down on the floor below that.
Excellent. Is this the place where you go every year? Sorry.
We go here. We've been going here for about 9 years now.
Oh,
Really like it.
Lots of memories here.
I bet. I gotta plug in here. So is it just you 4, or do you have more family staying?
Christina came down with us.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. And that's a great table for the whole family to gather.
Mm-hmm. Lots of room to spread out. You won't bump elbows with too many.
The table seats 10 easily.
It's gorgeous. I love the vaulted ceilings. That's and the view.
Quite nice.
I've been sort of guilty pleasure binge watching on Netflix, like shows of ridiculous realtors showing and trying to sell these amazing places, just feasting my eyes on these gorgeous places like yours, with these amazing views and just wow.
Yeah, it's quite nice.
I can't wait to see Grandma Holly.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Kevin.
That's right. And you too, David Lincoln. We love you too.
Yeah.
It's the kids. The kids.
We'll be here in a second.
I'm gonna take this marker away. Hi,
Hey,
kiddo.
Chloe,
Hi. How
are
are
you in
you?
heaven?
Hmm?
Are you in heaven?
Sorta. Kinda. It's fun.
Keep you busy,
Oh,
huh?
Holly, I'm
Everybody
gonna,
laughing.
It keeps Jill and David busy, I tell you, they got a heck of a schedule. I don't know how they do it when they're actually going back and forth to work.
I don't know either.
Superhuman.
Superhuman.
Hi, Mel.
Not bad.
That's you. Hi.
hi.
Hey, Matt.
Hey,
Hey,
hi,
Mel.
thank you for the granola.
Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome.
Great breakfast.
Besides that screen.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you, thank
Oh,
you.
yes, yes, yes.
Is that better? It's better.
It was chilly here when I first got here last week.
I
Way,
imagine it's
way,
almost like you're in Minnesota.
way chillier than I was expecting.
What was it?
Sorry, we're in North Carolina and we've been wearing sleeves all week.
Yep.
Yeah, how
Wow.
cold is it there?
60s.
Your 60s? And Holly, are you also
60s.
60s?
Yeah, it is now. It was probably in the 50s when I got here. 40s at night. Chilly. Chilly. I'm making a list of things that I should be sure to bring next time I might come in the spring.
How much more would you bring?
Slippers.
Oh.
Ah,
I mean, I brought slipper socks, but they're just not warm enough.
that's when David Lincoln goes to Target and gets you some. Where are the little ones?
They're coming.
Paul's resting.
Oh, good.
I think they're playing school.
Oh,
Is his food cool enough? So how are you guys doing, all of you? You're in the Carolinas for how long, Dan? And
Another 12 hours or so.
oh, that's it, huh?
That's it. Not, what, 20 hours? Yeah, we'll leave here by 9:30 tomorrow morning.
Uh-huh.
The week flew by.
Yep.
bet. You've been there a week. Wow.
Got
Nice.
here last Saturday. Yeah.
Hi, Morgan.
Hi, Morgan.
Hey, Morgan.
Hey, Morgan.
Yeah.
There he is.
They're pistols.
I seems to look a little worn out.
Well, you know, MOM went on a little outing, as you saw her message, for a couple days. That's thrown them both for a loop.
Oh,
But and it's random, you know, all of a sudden they'll just say, one or the other of them will say, wow, mom's away and David goes through the explaining and they trot on, and then all of a sudden it's mom. Crazy. How is it, Paul? Is it good?
There's no substitute for mom.
No.
hi, Odessa. Hi, Paul. Excuse me. Morgan, did you make it through how was the Mother's Day rush?
I made it through,
Yeah.
but I have some news.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I'm starting a new job on Monday.
What?
Uh-oh.
Is it same company?
No.
Uh-oh.
You can still order from from them, just be aware that I'm not going to be there anymore.
So what are you
Really?
doing now?
I'm the new events coordinator for DeBruno Brothers, which is a very well-known large company here in Philly. And it's
Wow.
the first time they've ever had anybody in the position. So I start on Monday.
What is
Wow.
It sounds exciting.
What do they do?
Well, I mean, they do a lot of, they have a number of retail locations around the area. They make their own products. They started as a cheese company back in the 30s, but now they do everything. It's an Italian kind of branded company, but they're trying to break away from that. And their events sort of have always kind of been a little bit corporate. So they're trying to be more universal. You know, they want to do more weddings and events that aren't typically like in an office setting or a catering kind of thing. They want to make it a little bit more rounded. My new boss, he's been in the industry for 40 years. So it's going to be great. It's just me and him. It's just me and him at the moment in the team. So hopefully, you know, as the summer progresses and things start opening up in Philly, we'll get more people in the events team. But yeah, I'm really excited. It's a really good opportunity. It's, you know, my boss at Aurora Grace was not happy about me leaving,
I bet.
but money talks. So
Yeah.
on to bigger and better things.
Money and stability.
Yeah, I mean, there was going to be stability, I think, at Aurora Grace. I just think it was going to take too long. But I was just sick of it. I mean, yesterday was my last day of work, and I worked 11 days straight.
Oh my gosh.
So it just became like a very physical job, losing a lot of people. You basically had to do everything, and it was just, I thought I broke my hand on Saturday, the weekend of Mother's Day. Luckily, it's just a bone bruise, but yeah, I was ready to move on, and they headhunted me, which is great. So I'm excited.
Cool. Congratulations.
Yep.
That's
Congrats.
Thank you, Kim.
Yeah,
Cheers.
absolutely. Get my coffee.
I think it takes a lot of guts when one realizes that where you are is not working.
Well, you know, to be honest with you, I haven't had a lot of stability, or I should say longevity, in any job I've really had. But that's because I lived abroad and moved around a lot. And I think those experiences like made it more possible to have experiences as opposed to like having a career. And now I realize, you know, I'm 37. I'm, you know, put my ducks in a row. Yeah, I mean, the main reason I'm leaving is financially. It's going to be a great experience, but I definitely feel like I'm now going to be getting paid what I'm worth.
Good.
That's a plan.
Yes. But you can still order from Aurora Grace. I'm sure they're going to be open for a while. We're struggling, but you know, they're a good company. They need a little bit of help. They need some manpower. And I gave her 14 days. I gave her 2 weeks because I knew I didn't want to leave her right before Mother's Day, and Mother's Day was brutal. And I was just so glad that I found something else, you know. So yeah, I'm excited.
Good.
So when you
Tell
say,
me again, I know you said it and I missed it. What you're moving to?
The company is called DeBruno Brothers.
Say it again.
DeBruno, DeBruno.
Bruno.
DeBruno.
And I'm going to be in the commissary kitchen. Like, I'm going to be part of the events team. So I'm not really doing retail or sales. It's more to do with staffing events, and they're creating a new data system that's specifically tailored for DeBruno. So like when I was working at Star Restaurants before COVID, it's going to be much more of an office job, which is what I would prefer because I'm not 21. And
So we
this
can
last job has been physically taxing.
So is that the right link to Bruno Brothers Culinary Pioneers?
That says one.
Cheese
I don't know.
spreads and.
Yeah.
Oh, looks good.
You can see one. There's not.
And they are based in Philadelphia?
Yeah, that's where they started. They started as a cheese shop. It's a family-run company, and yeah, now they've grown. They've got locations all over the city, out in Pennsylvania, and yeah, it's just going to be really, really awesome. I'm excited. My new boss has like emailed me 3 times because he's just like, I can't wait for you to be here. There's so much shit to do. So yeah, it's good. I was really nervous because there was like 11 people who got interviewed for the job, and I asked him that in the interview, and he was like, "No, you're the last one to see." And I was like, "Oh, okay." He was like, and that's what it was. It was one of those interviews where you could tell he'd interviewed a lot of people over his career, and so I didn't leave it feeling like super positive or super negative, and I definitely didn't think I got it. But they called me like 2 days later. I was so surprised.
Wow.
So yeah, it's cool.
You're a find, you're a catch.
It's nice to be wanted.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah,
Oh,
so that's good. I can stay in Philly. I was worried about having to leave Philly, before I started working at Aurora Grace, just because of COVID and how difficult it was having to find employment. I was unemployed for, 9 months. So I'm very grateful for the experience of working at Aurora Grace, but know that I definitely deserve better. And I knew that from the beginning, but like I needed to stop being unemployed.
You commute, Morgan. How long will it take you to get to the office?
I'm not.
I don't know yet. It's very close to me. It's in Northern Liberties, which is like not far. It's basically across Girard from where I live. But I don't have a car, and public transportation to get up there is like 40 minutes. So at the moment, I'm thinking I'm going to obviously explore. I've never done public transportation like working in Philly, like since I've been back. So I would love to be able to take the bus every day, but because of what's happening with SEPTA in the city, not being happy and striking,
Eat that first.
not getting vaccinated, I might do a Lyft for the first week or so until I can sort of get my bearings. And it's like $10, to get a Lyft. So it's obviously more expensive than the bus, but for the beginning, it might be easier to do that until I get to know the area up there a little bit better.
Right. Makes
And
sense.
maybe, eventually buy a car, but that's going to mean maybe moving, because then I don't want to have a car in this area. Parking is horrible in South Philly, and so it's it's a work in progress. We'll figure it out. I could probably walk there, but I don't know if I want to do that every morning.
You could lift to work and walk home.
Yeah, it's not the safest crossing to go from
Gotcha.
north back into Center City. You kind of have to like walk across a highway.
That's not
So,
good.
we'll see. I'm gonna figure it out. I mean, with the salary being what it is, I figure like for a week or two to sort of get my bearings and see it's okay to sacrifice that money and then to be able to get used to the bus systems. But they're doing so much work right now around this area. All of the bus routes have been rerouted. And yeah, it takes about 40 minutes to get up there if I get the one that's a couple blocks from me. But that's definitely the more financial feasible thing to do at first. But I want to get more into what his expectation is for my hours before I do that.
Right. Will this be a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday?
I'm not
Is
sure
it
yet. It's definitely Monday to Friday, but I imagine that it may be like 10 to 6. I'm not sure. I think it'll just depend on what's on. And there will be times when I have to be present, I imagine, at some events, but it's not going to be, my boss.
Sounds good.
Just a little bit of excitement.
Yeah. Doesn't mean I get to go to Florida in the summer, but hey, I hate Florida in the summer, so that's okay with me. My mom's not happy about that, but you can come up here.
Oh, sure.
Right.
Hey, girly girl. Hey. Don't fall back.
I'm done.
You are.
Then
You're done. He's done. We're big on earth movers, helicopters.
Naturally. Hi, Maria.
Hi, Maria.
Maria,
You're so long, Maria. It's beautiful.
you're so long.
Do you have big plans for your birthday, Maria?
Posting.
I'm just gonna have a small party with a few of my friends in Tappan Square.
Oh, good.
3 other girls that they're kind of doing an art club together, so they're just gonna meet in the beautiful Tappan Square in Oberlin, and hopefully it'll be nice weather, and they'll.
That sounds like fun.
cool.
I like your T-shirt, Maria.
When did you?
Social distancing expert.
Very good.
First day of in-person school.
Yeah.
Meaning, stay away from me.
Back off.
Right.
Wake up, guys. Where's my wagon?
Hi, Odessa.
Oh,
Where's my
you
wagon?
gonna get up here, Paul, and say hello?
Get on the
On
stool.
here?
Papa, get on the stool.
There you go.
Oh,
Hi, Paul.
Oh, Paul. Hi, Paul.
Hi, Paul.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Look at me driving a truck.
I don't think you can see, but Gus is driving a truck on his head.
Oh.
Driving on the computer.
Move the computer into the living room.
Yay.
Oh, my goodness.
It's so nice to just play outside finally. We came home and we played with dogs and chickens and cat, and it's just so nice.
mm.
How are the trees doing, Bronwyn?
You know, when you look out and you can see like a sea of little green tops, it's very cool.
That is neat.
Good.
The cover crop is sort of starting to come up, and the other side of the field is very weedy, but the other side isn't, and it's very fun. So it's been a little stressful, but I don't know what we're gonna do in the hot summer days when there's no rain.
Pray for a lot of rain.
Yes, exactly. We've had a ton here. So we're just starting to get outside. My little, but I'm starting. My little garden friends are having their first outside field trip to get to harden up. So be putting in the garden soon. Hopefully, we'll see. But I
Cool.
don't think I was cut out for farm living. I don't know.
Just a little bit, Bronwyn.
Yeah. Love it.
I think David's getting ready to do his garden.
Who is?
David.
Oh, you are?
Perfect right order.
Yeah, my 4 foot by 8 foot garden.
Cool. What are you growing?
I don't know.
And guess
You
what?
can't do that, man.
Guess what?
Can't be on this.
Guess what?
What?
Sorry.
I'll mute you. There you go.
So we got our seeds today.
Oh, that's exciting. What did you get, Odessa?
Cucumbers, beans, kale. I forget what else. Actually, tomatoes.
Tomatoes, yeah.
Any
Yep.
peppers?
Beautiful flowers. Yep.
That'll be great. You gotta close that door.
That one.
Have the video.
Dan, can Ashley, Sam, what have you been up to in your week of fabulousness?
Well, first couple of days, we had some really big storms. The wind blew harder here on Sunday and Monday than we've ever seen it, and we've been down here in a hurricane. It was just a really, really hard day. And that was kind of fun because we're facing the water, and it was very, very aggressive.
Which one?
And then things settled down, and we had some rain and sun and beach walks. And this morning we walked all the way up to the fence that separates the wild horses from the rest of North Carolina, and that's always fun.
Wow. Did you see a
Long
lot?
walk. We didn't see any horses. Very rare that the horses come down to the fence. We didn't see any this time.
The Ash with you?
You find any cool stuff on the beach this week when you're beachcombing?
So we did find, I don't know if you can see it, but somebody collected shells
Uh-huh.
and made like a dolphin out of it, or like a killer whale.
I see that. That's cool.
Yeah. So I thought that was a neat little find.
Yeah.
Very little trash this week on the beach. I was surprised.
Was or was not?
Was not. It's the first time. Normally we have at least a bag full, and I think maybe we had one bag in the whole, however many walks we took. So that was a pleasant surprise.
Great.
Maybe I missed it. How long have you guys been down there?
This time we came last Saturday, go home tomorrow,
Okay.
but we've been coming down since '83.
Oh, no, yeah, I just figured like this trip.
Yeah, we came down
Cool.
last Saturday.
Awesome.
Yeah. I just parked myself out on the deck and watched the birds and watched the sunsets, and it's very relaxing.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys normally, recently you've been staying in the same place, right?
Yeah, it's about 10 years or so in this house. There's an osprey nest right across the little inlet, and Dan loves to get pictures of the osprey.
You have to share them. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's a great spot.
Are the ospreys nesting right now?
Yeah, we can't tell if they've got anybody up in there. With the year your mom came with us, it was early July, I think. And there were birds about ready to fledge up in the nest.
Whoa.
So it's probably getting close to egg laying or egg sitting on time kind of thing.
Right. Especially at the beginning, there'll probably be one or the other of the adults on it almost all the time.
Right. They seem to go back and forth a lot. We've seen several of them, at least one of the ospreys several times flying back and forth with fish in their talons. It's pretty cool. And then they sit in a tree that's right off our deck and chomp away at the fish and pull them apart. And all that lovely stuff.
You guys do any fishing? Okay.
What?
Do you do any fishing there? I mean, is it
No, we eat fish.
right?
But we don't catch it.
Right.
Let someone else do the work.
Let other people catch it.
That's cool, Odessa.
Do you know where Sarah is tonight?
She
I
said
don't know.
she was there's an issue with her shower, so she was meeting with a guy to fix it, and she's having trouble with her phone. So I wished her luck.
Yeah, I was texting back and forth with her, and she was sending me photos of valves and different things, and I'm trying to coach her through the process. I don't know why she's messing with it at all, really. She ought to just have somebody come in and do it, but never been one to shy away. She just jump right in there and try to do plumbing all by herself.
A sense that she's liking her place. I mean, that it's really giving her what she needs.
I have never been there, so I don't have a real good sense of how it's working out. I've never been to this new place. I don't hear any complaints though. You happen to know, Matt?
Well, we went by. I didn't go inside, but that's part of the process that makes it difficult for you to have plumbers and other people come in, because it's not always easy for them to get to where they need to get to do the work they need to do. But I do know that about 2 weeks ago, she was going through the process that they require to kind of re-up for another year. And she sounded very positive about that. So I think she loves the location. She loves being where she is in DC. And so all is good.
Good.
Great.
It's on the first floor, right? She doesn't have like stairs to climb or anything like that?
That's
No
correct.
stairs.
That's
correct.
good. That's good.
Brahman, how is your work environment? Is the school year coming to a close?
It's almost three more weeks. And then as soon as we're done teaching, we have a week of paid moving, where the two elementary buildings are moving into one, a brand new building, which is still being built. So I will have 3 buildings again next year, but 2 of them will be walking distance. So we get a week of paid packing up, our old school building and cleaning out and getting all that done. And I just renewed my 5-year license, so that was a process of 5 years of getting all that paperwork together, and didn't think I was going to make it, but ended up having enough credits to get it. So it's fine. It's insane, but today the high school had a wellness day, so it was no classes, but all the kids got to play games, and we had a kickball tournament outside, and I failed miserably. I failed to catch this huge ball in the air. I couldn't catch it. I touched it, and then when it was my turn to kick, it was a really good kick, but one of those junior kids caught it, so yeah, I kind of failed, but it was fun. Everybody was outside, distanced, so it was uplifting to see kids having fun. And then they had a big chalk throwing festival where all the kids put on white shirts and then ran around like crazy screaming. These are high schoolers, and throwing chalk dust at each other, different colors. So it was like, is that the Holi festival in India? Is that what it's called? It wasn't supposed to be like that, but it looked like that. Anyway, so it's fun. So we're all ready for summer.
What will
When's your last day?
June 4, maybe something, that Friday of the first week in June.
That's nice. Just before Father's Day.
Yeah. And then a week of packing and cleaning. So it'll be an interesting summer.
What are they doing to the building that you're moving out of?
I'm not sure. I don't think they're tearing it down yet. I think there is talk of repurposing, but they need so much work that that they may be torn down. And, honestly, I don't exactly know. I hope they know by now, but I have not really heard. Nice thing is that we just leave whatever we don't want behind. So I don't have to worry about packing things up to discard. We just kind of leave it in the room and take what we want and say sayonara. So at least I'll have a building part of the time next year that has, an air conditioning system and an air filtration system and all that good stuff.
Right.
So
Are you and the kids all still wearing masks?
we are, and I don't know what's going to happen next year. There is talk of kids not having to wear masks, and
Right.
obviously now, there's outside and all that other if you're vaccinated, but so I don't
Right.
know. I don't know if we're going to still have to teach kids on Zoom at the same time as kids in person. That's been a real challenge. So we'll see.
Right. It's
I'm
good.
exhausted just thinking of it.
And when do you think you might go to Michigan?
Well, I think July 17 or something. My mother-in-law would like me up there. I volunteered to go and help her with the grandkids. Not sure how that's going to work with some of the grandkids not being vaccinated and all that yet, but we'll see. Maybe by then some younger kids will be, but so maybe middle of July, I think.
Right.
But it's a summer of working. I mean, we've just got so much here that we're trying to do and getting ready for the new school year and all of that. I have new classes I'm teaching. Maria's going to be in the new building for a year, which is exciting. So it'll be a working summer, but it'll be good. I'm looking forward to it. Trying not to kill
Yeah.
my tomatoes too early in the season. That's my goal.
Important.
Yeah, you gotta have good tomatoes. My tomatoes last year were terrible, Morgan. You'd be so embarrassed for me.
No, but it's like, I think it has a lot to do with the season. Like, I'm amazed when I see people in the grocery store buying tomatoes in the middle of February.
I know. From all over the world.
What? Back to the United States on seasonality of produce. Toot sweet.
Mm-hmm. What's the
We'd
best
never get
produce?
any, we would just eat, I don't know, like.
Frozen vegetables.
Frozen's fine, because frozen means that it's been packaged when it was in season. So
Yeah, I
frozen's fine. But it's, when you buy grapes and blueberries and strawberries and tomatoes, just because they're available in the middle of the winter, it's bizarre, because that's not, they're hothouse, it's tastes like water.
I'm looking forward to watermelon.
We cracked our first one open tonight, Holly. It was a big old, probably genetically modified Walmart watermelon, but it was good. We had watermelon and pizza.
Cool.
That's
Yeah,
genetic.
our watermelons were horrible last year.
Oh,
I'm allergic to watermelon, so I don't mind that.
How can that be?
Huh?
How can one be allergic to watermelon? What
I
happens?
had a reaction when I was like 8, and that was
Oh.
the thing I ate at the babysitter's. So I just stay away from it. I eat other melons. I don't think it's a real allergy. It's just that I'm allergic to watermelon and Benadryl. So I don't want to risk it.
Wow. How unfortunate for you.
Antelope is better.
Yeah. So what's the news in Longwood, Matt?
We're gonna have a fun summer. We've been contemplating for several years having a property, a house, that clients who come in from out of state or out of the area to come to CORE will often do that for 2 to 4 weeks at a time, usually in the summer, but throughout the year, depending on who it is that they're bringing to CORE. And we've always thought that it would be a great enhancement if we could have a house kind of very accessible for them to stay in while they're coming to CORE,
Like a B&B.
like a B&B.
great.
Exactly.
Awesome.
So we've just come across a place that actually is about 200 yards out that window, across the other side of the fairway, that will renovate and update and make it accessible. And that'll be our summer project, with hopes that we can make it available, by the end of the summer.
Cool.
Very cool.
Awesome.
That's exciting.
So you have one client at a time staying at the house?
Usually that's the case, just to, because every client comes with a whole dynamic of their own, family members, support
Right.
members, et cetera.
Their support team.
Yeah, trying to manage multiple people into a single house. We've even toyed with the idea of maybe having it be a rental property that one of our staff could use as their residence, if you will, and then intermittently have people come in from out of town who would stay there. But that creates a whole, both logistical and legal and
Yeah.
emotional issue. So we decided probably just have it as a resource for people who are coming in from out of town. And we'll see how that goes.
That's a great idea.
It is a
Awesome.
great idea.
Especially if they don't live in Florida, for them to come out of state or whatever, to be able to stay.
We've had a number, even from overseas, we've had people come in for a month. They just stay in a hotel. And this will just give them an option of having something that feels a little bit more residential while they're spending their time here.
Right.
So we'll probably close on that property in another 30 days or so. And then we'll jump on trying to do the renovations and the cleanup. It's actually a great place. It's very clean, very stable. It's a traditional kind of one-story 1970 block Florida home. But it obviously has things that need to be addressed to make it truly accessible and comfortable for people who are coming into town. So it'll be exciting. And Melody is an expert at that. So we're turning it all over to her.
Great.
Great.
It should be,
That's great.
it'll be
Been
fun.
there, done that, right, Mel?
Yep, and it'll be fun. It'll be, I'm really looking forward to it. We really do have families that come, and it's so hard for families to stay in a sweet hotel. It's just, they're all cramped on top of each other, and
Right.
so, I think it'll be a great addition.
I do too. I think it's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Bless you.
Feel a little chilly out here. Wow, that's exciting. Pictures when you love to see this when it's ready. That's so great.
We'll do that.
The before and afters.
I don't know if you guys are experiencing this where you are, but the real estate market seems to have really blown up over the last 6 to 12 months.
Yeah.
We're fortunate the place we're getting is probably just on the early curve of that. But it's amazing what's happening to property values. It'll be interesting to see if it holds on or if this ends up tapering very quickly. David Lincoln, have you sensed that in your neighborhood? Are property values increasing quickly?
Yeah, we're in a more affordable, i.e. poorer zip code. So you're seeing certainly some places go up more than others. Ours, because we're near parkland, has certainly seen that value just reflected in the, assessed value, and that's not the actual,
Right.
supply and demand value. I know friends who have paid anywhere from 5 to 25 over asking, 30, 40, 50 over asking price.
Right.
And those asking prices are already over inflated to live in Minneapolis and St. Paul.
Right.
And some of those, and certainly the higher income suburbs are seeing that as well. Yeah, it's nuts. Jill keeps a more watchful eye on that stuff than I do. And we bought this house with the express understanding that we could live here indefinitely. Not like, it wasn't something that we knew we were going to grow out of in 5 years. So luckily we're comfortable here, and, outside of us having our office and our bedroom for the pandemic, if that's the most constrained we are right now, we're doing pretty well. But we see people who are kind of pushed out, and they're feeling that squeeze and looking at other places, and it's not fun for them. If we were ever going to look at a place, we'd certainly wait and see for probably another couple of years, at least. Yeah, it's pretty wild. And of course, doesn't help when, people are also looking at additions and renovations, and lumber costs are also through the roof. But that seems likely to hit equilibrium as the demand, or as the supply rises to meet demand, it seems like, over the next year.
Right. We have a neighbor right across our driveway who's a retired chief of the fire department for the county. And they've known for some time that they were, upon retirement, going to move up to Georgia and buy a large swath of land and try kind of home farming. So they've done that part. They bought 110 acres or so up there in a very rural area. They at one point thought that it was going to not be until June that the house that they're going to build there would get started, but things came together more quickly, and they actually started about a month ago. And so they're rapidly putting their house on the market literally a week ago, and the frenzy over it has been incredible. First of all, the price they're asking is amazing in and of itself, on the high end, but the interest in it seems to be very, very high. So it'll be interesting in the next 2 weeks to see how that neighbor situation plays out.
Average days on market is 3.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Crazy.
Absolutely nuts.
Yeah, we'd love to sell our place, but then we've got to buy something, and that's a challenge because you're right in there with everybody else that's in a bidding war on anything that's on the market.
Yep.
Good times.
There was a place near Ashley that was on the market for about $950. It went for $1.25 million.
Wow.
And they had 2 people, before it even went on the market, they had 2 people that were willing to pay full price cash, no contingencies. And so they must have just gone up from there, but it's just ridiculous.
We saw the front end of this, I think, in DC, when Sarah was actually thinking about, we were going to try and buy a place there. We put in a bid, which was essentially, I don't know, maybe 10,000 under the asking price, just because we thought that would be a good negotiation posture. And the realtor came back within 24 hours and said, they've already got a bid for 10,000 over. Do you want to match it? And we didn't, but that was just an early sign of quickly the real estate process was moving.
Yeah, the week before we came down here, one of our neighbors 4 doors down from us put their place on the market, and they had 88 showings the first weekend. And by the following Tuesday, they had 22 offers. And the low ball offer was their asking price.
Wow.
So that just is crazy.
So we're in North Minneapolis. We're in, like I said, we're kind of in a poor zip code, but a friend of mine she bought I think it's like a 2-1 barely, like it's barely a second bedroom. But it was like 900 square feet, a unfinished basement, not even a true half story, like really, really small, even and she's in Northeast Minneapolis. I think she bought for 170 like 4 or 5 years ago. And even then, I mean, even here, 4 or 5, as you said, Matt, like, it's not like anything's cooled off. It has been, it's been a steady climb ever since 2012, 13. And so she bought, I think 4 or 5 years ago, that 170, and she's selling for, just this tiny little thing for like 250, 260.
Right.
And that doesn't seem like a lot. It doesn't necessarily seem like a ton of money, but just, that we bought in 2014 for 225, a house twice as big as hers, almost from square footage perspective. It's nuts.
Over here.
I'm here.
Paul's in the room.
Make way.
Like, I always remember hearing Grandpa say that whenever I'd come in. Morgan's here. Morgan's here.
Come.
Let's yell from different floors at each other.
They do that a lot.
There's a lot of it.
How long are you there, Holly?
I'll be here till Thursday.
Another week.
Great.
Yeah, if they don't throw me out. We'll see. It's good.
We bark at each other plenty.
All in the family.
Yep, that's what it is, man. It's just what it is.
My mom's always like, come for 2 weeks. I'm like, you're going to be over me in 5 days. 5 days, you're going to want me out. Goodness for Joseph.
David's got concerns about his old mother.
Oh.
Oh,
Unheard of that
concerns are important, Holly.
children would have concerns about their parents, especially as they age. Ha! Preposterous. Not allowed. Not allowed.
Yeah. Well, some of them are reasonable and some of them I think are not reasonable. That's where we diverge.
Yes.
Oh boy.
It's the way it is, David. As being only children, it's kind of our lot in life.
Yep.
We were just talking about that today. No backup.
We've got Odessa had her first soccer game on last Wednesday.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was fun.
She win?
They did win. She did not have anything to do with that, but they did win.
Aw. Is that the
That's
photo
fine.
that Randy shared with everybody?
With who?
With the group, the Google group of the photos. There's a photo he's put up that was Odessa, Jill. I think you're in it in the corner, and then Paul. It looks like she's in her kit. She's in her gear.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Getting ready for
Yeah.
that was a practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just learning. It's fun to watch them. They all kind of huddle together and
Yeah.
the coaches keep having to spread them out,
They'll like run after the ball as a group.
Yep. Swarm ball.
It's very cute.
Yeah, it's cool to watch her. This is the first like team sport. Everything else has been, all other sporting times has been just like try t-ball this week, or try t-ball for 3 weeks. And of course it's just crazy to think, this time last year we were all like, the Dessa's outdoor sporting experience over last summer was like a group of 4 kids that like were always 8 feet apart outside, and they would like run the bases and hit t-balls, and they would like there was like one coach that would disinfect every ball,
Yeah, it's not that
very of course very different this
now.
But it's cool to see her just enjoying. She looks like she's really enjoying it.
Yeah.
She's got a friend too. We were kind of invited to this by actually the coach. So it's kind of nice to have that in.
Yeah.
She was doing a lot of skipping and hopping.
Yeah, to like run to the ball. She's like, like, come on, Tess, go. She's like, la di da.
It was great.
Our neighbors gave us like a small like fold up goal a year or 2 ago. So I'm gonna get that out, and I'm like, all right, Tess, we're gonna run some drills.
That's right.
It reminds me of when we went and watched Maria.
Oh, yes.
That was fun.
I remember that. Remember
With
you all
Coach.
there.
Coach Bronwyn.
Oh, never again. Never again for her. I like coaching kiddos, but having my own kiddo is not.
I think that's hard.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that's could be a challenge.
But I'm taking her to tennis lessons tomorrow with a bunch of her Girl Scout friends. I'm just
Oh,
gonna
cool.
watch.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's, I think she's more a no contact kind of person. And so we'll see how tennis goes. We have a new hoop, which I sent Jill a picture of it just with her basketball experience. But so Maria's
Yeah.
been shooting hoops with Dad and been having fun. And it was funny because a kid today, we went outside and a 7th grader told me he wanted to play around the world with me, which I never played. And he beat me by a slither, by a tiny hair. But so we're getting into basketball a little bit, but not my thing. But it's great. It's great. It's so good to hear that Odessa loves being out there. That's the key. If they are having fun, that's what matters.
That is what matters, for sure.
You're
So
smiling.
Bronwyn's forecast for another 4 or 5 years down the road, the U.S. Tennis Association headquarters is now in Orlando, Florida.
Nice.
Oh,
Come on down.
All right. We'll be pros by then, I'm sure.
There you go. It's
And that
actually
would be something you could play with her for sure.
Yeah.
David
Yeah.
Lincoln. It's very near UCF.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's a
Is it
lot.
like a big complex with courts and everything?
Oh yeah, huge complex.
Yeah.
They take it very seriously.
Do you guys, Maryland contingent, do you know if, this is kind of very random, but I remember when I was living there, who knows? Now it's crazy that it's now been almost 10 years since I've like almost left Baltimore. But I know that, when they were developing part of like one of the last big parcels of the Inner Harbor that had not yet been fully like built out, that they were exploring, I think it was like the National Lacrosse organization, something lacrosse, they were going to do, and it was going to have like these massive lacrosse, I don't know if it's pitches or fields, whatever, kind of training grounds, like out on one of the peninsulas. I think it was a super fun site. I think it was a old trash site that they had covered up and finally got the money to develop. But kind of, Matt, that reminded me of like some national organization like relocating, and I don't know if that ever came to fruition, but reminded me of that.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but it wouldn't surprise me because Johns Hopkins is right there and they've got a huge lacrosse program.
Yeah, don't they base their homecoming around lacrosse instead of football?
I think so.
Yeah. I
And
remember,
Maryland's got a strong program too, so it wouldn't surprise me to have the headquarters there.
right.
Rob, we'll put those puppies in the picture.
I know, I'm sorry, she's my piggy.
Let's see them. Hey.
Oh, hi. Hi, yeah.
Sweetie.
Handsome puppies.
Oh my goodness.
Drives us nuts, and there's no mouth. Found 2 ticks on. And really ashamed of myself that I didn't put that tick stuff on them. I did after the words, but I just, be mad at me, Holly. But they're having a blast. And that's back there. I don't know if you can see my car is in the woods. No, you can't see it.
Your car's in the woods?
Yeah, and
Look,
that is.
I can see it.
Well,
Why is it in the woods?
that's a really good question, and I don't know really.
Happens.
Yeah, we're taking old wooden pallets and burning them because it's dumpster day tomorrow, but it's really not safe. They're so full of nails, so we're trying to burn them in one area and then we'll scoop up the. I don't know. So that's having fun doing that. Keep 'em busy.
Well, I think it's going to be a nice week here this coming week.
Good.
It's going to get into the 70s.
Does that mean you're going to get on a bike?
We'll see. You have one with air in the tires?
I do have an air pump.
Send you out on 2 flats, Holly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how you do that.
I actually rode a bike not too long ago.
Good.
Just around my neighborhood to try it out.
How did it go?
Yep, fine, it was fine. A little bit of trouble making a turn and a complete turn in the one lane. But, it takes practice after you have been doing it for a while. But I don't think I would have any difficulty feeling confident again. I used to like to ride my bicycle.
Was it a bike or a trike?
Huh?
Was it a
Bike or a trike?
Trike. It was a bike.
Or a trike. Bicycle or
Oh,
trike?
bicycle. With a helmet.
Good.
I don't wear a helmet.
That's good.
Yeah, I didn't the other day. Well, I didn't have time. Your dad was yelling.
Morgan, I
Blame
know
it on
that
Randy. Yes.
I remember that you, relatively speaking, maybe it wasn't that late, but I remember you learning to ride a little later than most of the rest of us.
Oh yes. My Uncle Edward on the Gibbon side taught me when I was 13. I mean, I'm terrible on a bike. I was on a bike in France and literally walked it. Roger was in front of me like, you can do it. And it was on a road to go onto the path that runs all the way along the Loire. And he was like, ahead of me, full steam ahead, and I walked the bike. I was so freaked out. It's the cars.
Yeah.
I'd prefer to be somewhere where don't have to worry about it. But no, I'm terrible on a bike. I mean, I have bad equilibrium anyway. I'm a Pisces. I need to be on my feet.
That's my problem.
Yeah. I feel like even if I stop, I need to like fully stop. It's like a stop sign for me, even if it's just to, yeah, I always have the tendency to get off and I'll walk it 10 feet. Yeah, it's fine. I'll get across the street. But no, I'm terrible on a bike. Terrible.
Aw.
I haven't
Yeah,
been
that's a
on
good
bike in
idea.
years.
Get off the bike and walk it across the street. There's nothing wrong with that.
We're talking about like out in the
I-
country in
that's
France. It's
fine.
not like there's a stoplight or
I
a.
wish more people would do that, get off and walk it across. What kills me is when they get halfway across and they decide to try to get back on. And they're like hopping around in the middle of the street trying to get on the seat and get their pedals going. It's
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I think like
across
always
and
being
play that game on the other side. It's
Well,
crazy.
having lived in a city for so long, full time, one of the things that drives me nuts, especially about being in Philly, is when bikers go on the sidewalk. And then they don't like alert you to the fact that they're coming up your ass like,
Right.
10 miles an hour. I hate that. And it's because Philly is all one-way streets. So they're actually being illegal and going in the wrong direction. So they do it on the sidewalk, but it drives me crazy. Yeah, I'm not a biker. It's not,
Well, Morgan, the reason we were actually just talking about it because our only other kid really on this block that we know, his name is Lewis. He's 10, going on 11 this September, and he hasn't yet learned. I was like, man, I remember Morgan coming down to Florida, and we couldn't, when I was young, and we couldn't go bike riding because, well, I'm not sure we ever had another bike for you anyway, but we probably could have gotten one. But I know that you didn't ride until later. And that's kind of the way this kid is too.
Yeah, no, I love seeing Odessa on the bike because it's like, wow, it's so much fun when you're little. That's the time to learn it. But I mean, Uncle Dan, you're the one who taught me how to drive stick, and I was 17. Like I learned all that kind of stuff late, but I'm not good on the road. Like I just get freaked out, and it's been so long since I've driven like full time. And the same goes with a bike. Like I can't even remember the last time I was on a bike. Not for me. I prefer to be in the water, like swimming, not like in a little boat, like what my parents are doing. I think that's fucking nuts. But I prefer to be on land. I love to walk, so I love to hike.
Something tells me if you spent a week with Sam, he would make you a believer in bikes again.
DC?
It'd be a good time, yeah. No, but I'm with you. Like I anytime I get on a bike, I'm on like the Mount Vernon Trail that's going by the river. And like anytime that I'm in a place where there's a lot of cars and congestion, like I'm not about that. Like
Yeah.
I'm fine on a bike, but like too many cars, I get freaked out too. And I'm like,
Especially like from behind. Like I just
Yeah.
don't like it. It freaks me out.
yeah.
I also don't like, some places are better than others, but I don't like it when there's not a bike path. There's not a
Right.
bike lane.
Absolutely.
Then I don't have even like extra protection to get like hit into a parked car. Like there's nothing. Like it's just you're there and
Yeah, I have no interest in being in traffic.
not
I
at all.
think Jill got doored in DC when she lived there. I don't think it was bad, but I don't think she was going that fast. I think she was on. She might have even been on a bike share, but I think she got doored once.
Not a good feeling.
No.
I even want to wear knee pads when I bike. Like that's how I feel. I could wear like shoulder elbow
Yeah.
pads, the helmet,
The
like
whole 9 yards.
hazmat
nothing wrong with
suit.
that.
Just get it done.
Well,
Not for me. I
yeah,
also don't like people who are on scooters. It freaks me out, especially now the silent ones.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Who's that for? Is that for grandma?
I do remember being in Cape May and loving to bike because it was more of a suburban kind of feeling. And during the summer, it was like easy. You just like bike
Right.
around the streets and it was nice. But no, it's not my strong suit.
Ice cream.
Oh, thank you. So yummy. Yum, 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 yum.
Uh-huh.
Yes, very good.
What were you doing?
Good.
ice cream.
Thank you.
Hmm.
I'm obsessed with his hair, David.
I know, we just can't cut it.
Don't cut it.
Don't cut it. Let it go.
It was in his face. I wish there was some way to sort of,
They have those great sport bands. You just like tie it around the back of your neck. I always used to use it during softball and field hockey, and they're great for like you can make it. They have them in natural colors, so it's like the same color as the hair, and it just will keep it out of his face.
right. Oh, Jill says he doesn't really care for stuff on his head, but that might change.
It'll change. You
Yeah,
just gotta,
that'll change.
yeah, this summer, we're gonna be kind of making him because of the sun. I mean, we could still, he still liked to roll in strollers last summer, but this summer it's like, if you're gonna be out in the sun, you gotta be covered, for sure.
You can give him two options. You can say you can look like Bam Bam, or we're going to give you this invisible headband.
Right,
Yeah.
it's true. My mom's gonna give me a haircut this weekend. She's gonna,
That's what he says.
I bought clippers last year, pandemic clippers, and gave
Clippers.
myself haircuts, and
Clippers.
well, Jill gave me one and I gave myself
Oh,
another,
my
and
goodness.
this weekend my mom's gonna
He doesn't know what he's asking for.
do the deed.
Mhm.
I'm going to give myself a haircut this weekend too.
It's not hard. Yeah.
Mine's like really long, so I have to like do this. I found this YouTube video of this woman who does it with dry hair, and it really works well. I've done it twice since COVID started.
And
But I
you're gonna,
never get.
you're gonna send me the link to that.
I already sent it to you, but I can send it to you again. Yeah, I sent it to you, Sarah, and my mom.
Oh,
Send it to me too. I'm gonna need to figure out something to do with my hair, but I don't want to cut it all off either. So.
Don't do that. Don't.
No,
cut
no,
your
but like
hair.
when as it's going out, I want to like just take care of it.
Gotta trim it. You gotta get the dead ends off. It's easy.
Yeah.
You put it all in a ponytail like that, like as close as you want to the front of your forehead to get layers.
Hmm.
And then you literally just, it's a great video. I'll show it to you. But if you don't want layers, if you want it all to be the same length in the back, then you put the ponytail further behind your head. But I'll
Got it.
send it to, I'll find it now. All right.
Awesome.
I did it a weird way. I just parted it down the back, brought both pieces up front, and made a straight cut. About 4 inches. It was driving me crazy. And
How'd
I'm
it turn
sure-
out?
Oh, I'm sure it's very uneven, but I always wear it in a thing, you know? I mean, I very seldom wear my hair down because it really just does, long hair does kind of bug me. Not enough to cut it real short, but enough to keep it tied back almost all the time.
Sorry. Okay. Here's the link. I'll put it into the chat.
But I should just go to a place and say, because it takes them 2 minutes to cut my hair. I mean, they just, you know, cut it straight across and that's it.
Easy peasy.
I've got to go and help Matt load the rest of the trailer here, getting ready for dumpster day.
And load up that
Dumpster
car.
day.
Yeah, and somehow get my car out of the woods.
And your chickens are okay?
Oh yeah, they're around.
Good.
Yep.
You haven't had any coyote attacks?
No, I mean some sightings a month ago, but no, we've been pretty good. Just we check for hawks. We get them now and then hanging around. So we got bees. Matt just put a whole bunch of bees in one of the hives. So they got their queen out of the little container they put her in, and
Oh, cool.
they seem to be busy making their comb. So we'll see.
Hey, bud.
Aw.
Good night, Paul. You gonna say goodbye?
Good night, dude.
Good night, Paul.
Oh,
Bye, Paul.
How much you appreciate bed when you're older, huh?
He's actually very good about going to bed, but this is a touchy day for him without mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was perfectly happy at daycare, I guess, all day, but as soon as we got home, he asked for mom and had to be told, not today. No mom today. No mom tomorrow. Mom on Sunday.
And I put the link in the chat.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I will check that out.
It's obviously easier with longer hair, but I think the technique is the same.
Right.
Right.
I'll try to make it work, Morgan.
But
I said, I'll try to make it work.
Yeah.
I struggle with that same trial.
no, I just leave my hair. I mean, I usually get my hair cut twice a year. It's really bad. I always get, the person who ever sees me the next time is always like, wow, like you need to get your hair cut. I'm like, that's why I'm here. Like, get it done.
All right, we're headed out. Good night, Bronwyn.
No.
Good night, all.
good
Good
night,
night,
everybody.
Good
everybody.
night.
Nice to
Lots of
see you. Enjoy your last evening in North Carolina, guys.
Yes,
Thank you.
Full blast. Enjoy yourself, Holly. Good
I
luck working
will.
on Monday.
Have fun in Minnesota.
I am. I
Bye.
am.
Bye, everybody.
Matthew.
Bye, all. Have a
Bye,
good
Love you
evening.
all.
Lots of love. Bye.